All right, let's dive into a world of opportunity today. We're exploring investing in the Philippines.
Sounds exciting.
It does, doesn't it? And our guide for this deep dive is this book, Investing in the Philippines, Opportunities and Financial Freedom.
Okay.
I'm really interested to see what it says about making this, rising investment hub a pathway to financial success. They say it's for everyone from Filipinos looking for financial independence to uh, OFWs wanting smart options and even,
Expats.
yeah, expats thinking about making the Philippines home.
It is interesting how it tries to speak to such a broad audience.
It is. So why is the Philippines such a hot investment destination these days? What makes it stand out?
Well, the book really dives into the Philippine economy. It points to this rapid growth and this expanding middle class
Yeah.
is really driving consumer spending and creating like a ton of investment opportunities. What's fascinating is it goes on to break down, the best sectors for investment. They
Yeah.
list stocks, real estate, e-commerce, and tech startups.
That makes sense. Young population, very tech savvy, and embracing all this new digital innovation. The book also highlights some pretty compelling success stories.
Oh, yeah.
The Filipino millionaire mindset section is full of them.
Right.
You've got Henry Tsai, the brains behind the SM Malls empire, Tony Tan Kaktion, who turned Jollibee into a global phenomenon, and Injap Sia, who founded both Mang and Nasal and Double Dragon. I mean, what did they do right?
Well, they saw the potential in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
And they weren't afraid to take, calculated risks. Plus, they built businesses that really connected with Filipino consumers.
Yeah.
Take Henry Sy, for example. He really understood like the rising aspirations of the middle class
Uh-huh.
and created these one-stop shopping destinations that catered to their, needs and wants. It wasn't just about selling products.
Right.
It was about creating like an experience.
So, what lessons can we learn from these Filipino titans aside from build a mall? What are some key takeaways from their journeys to becoming, the richest Filipinos?
One thing that jumps out is their relentless work ethic and resilience. These guys faced challenges, head on. They adapted to changing markets and they constantly innovated. They were also incredibly in tune with like the Filipino consumer. Okay. They knew what made people tick and what they were looking for.
But it's not just about becoming a billionaire, right? The book also seems to be focused on making, smart investments and building long-term wealth.
Yeah.
And speaking of building wealth, there's a whole section on passive income strategies.
Oh, interesting.
It covers everything from real estate and REITs to online businesses and stock market investing.
Wow.
What stands out to you about these different approaches?
The book does a good job of laying out the pros and cons of each strategy. Real estate can offer steady rental income, but it usually requires a lot of, upfront cash. REITs, on the other hand, let you invest in real estate without having to buy property, which is great if you don't have tons of money to invest.
I'm really interested in the online business models like drop shipping and affiliate marketing. Those seem incredibly flexible, especially in this, increasingly digital world.
Yeah, the barrier to entry is definitely lower with online businesses,
Right.
and the potential for growth is huge. The book even provides several examples of Filipinos who've created thriving online businesses and are generating significant passive income. One story that sticks out is about a young woman who started a successful online fashion boutique through Instagram.
Oh, wow.
She sourced her products from local suppliers and built a loyal following by showcasing, Filipino craftsmanship and designs.
That's awesome.
It just goes to show the power of creativity and leveraging the digital landscape.
Okay, let's shift focus to a really important part of the Philippine economy, the overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs.
Right.
I'm curious to hear what the book says about how OFWs can achieve financial freedom.
It's an important topic, especially when you consider the impact of OFW remittances on the economy. Billions of dollars are sent back home every year to support families and fuel economic growth. It's a fascinating phenomenon, this OFW remittance economy.
Yeah.
But the book dives deeper than that, by providing practical advice for OFWs who want to leverage their unique position to achieve financial independence.
But wouldn't the reliance on OFW remittances make the economy vulnerable if something happened overseas?
It's a valid concern. The book does acknowledge, the potential risks of over-reliance on remittances.
Okay.
However, it emphasizes the importance of empowering OFWs to become financially savvy and make smart investment decisions.
Yeah.
It breaks down specific smart investments for OFWs, including investing in the Philippine stock market, buying real estate back home, and even exploring franchising opportunities. It even suggests side hustles they can build while working abroad, like online tutoring or virtual assistant services, to diversify their income streams.
That's a great point. The book is really about equipping OFWs with the tools and knowledge to build a secure future, even in the face of, potential economic fluctuations. Now, let's switch gears and talk about expats and digital nomads who are drawn to the Philippines. What does the book say about making a life there?
Well, it breaks down the cost of living in major cities like Manila, Cebu, and Davao, which is incredibly useful for anyone considering relocating.
Uh-huh.
It also explores the best places to live based on safety, quality of life, and how business-friendly they are. The book provides a ranking of cities based on these factors, which is particularly helpful for expats who are looking for a good balance of, like, affordability, lifestyle, business opportunities.
So it's like a mini guide to navigating life in the Philippines, but
Right.
does it go deeper than just where to live?
Right.
What about specific investment options and business ideas for expats?
It definitely goes beyond just the basics.
Okay.
It talks about investment options for foreigners and outlines various business ideas tailored specifically for expats. Tourism-related ventures are a popular option,
Okay.
as are businesses that leverage skills in tech or online marketing. What's really interesting is that it encourages expats to look beyond the obvious and consider businesses that cater to the growing needs of the local market.
Like what?
For example, with the rising middle class and increased health awareness, businesses focused on health and wellness, organic food, or specialized services for seniors have a lot of potential.
It's great that the book provides those kinds of insights. Speaking of trends with huge potential, there's a whole chapter on the rise of crypto and digital finance in the Philippines.
All right.
What's the book's take on this emerging trend?
It explains why the Philippines is a crypto hotspot, highlighting the popularity of play-to-earn games like Axie Infinity, the increasing use of digital payments, and the role of crypto in remittances. Remember how Axie Infinity blew up?
I do, yeah.
Well, the book argues that this wasn't just a fad.
Yeah.
It showcased the potential of these new digital economies and how they can create opportunities in unexpected ways.
Hold on, are you saying Filipinos are skipping traditional banking altogether and going straight to crypto? What does that mean for the average person there?
Not necessarily skipping traditional banking entirely,
Okay.
but the adoption of digital wallets and mobile payments is definitely changing the financial landscape.
I see.
The book dives into the top digital wallets and fintech apps driving this change, like Gcash, Paymaya, and Coins.ph. These platforms are making financial services more accessible to people who might not have had access to traditional banking in the past.
So it's a game changer for financial inclusion.
It is.
That's a huge deal. It's like we're witnessing a financial revolution happening right before our eyes, and the Philippines is right at the center of it.
Absolutely. And the book even delves into the future of blockchain and finance in the Philippines, highlighting its potential to revolutionize industries beyond just payments.
Okay, we have to talk about the real estate boom the book mentions. Everyone seems to be investing in property there.
Yep.
What does the book say about where to buy in the Philippines?
It compares Metro Manila to provincial cities, highlighting the potential risks and rewards of each.
Okay.
Manila offers higher returns,
Right.
but it also comes with higher property prices and a more competitive market. Provincial cities might be more affordable entry points, but you need to do your research and find areas with solid growth potential.
So are there any specific locations highlighted as hidden gems that investors should be looking at?
It suggests looking at areas outside of the major metropolitan areas that are experiencing growth due to infrastructure development or the rise of new industries.
Interesting.
For example, areas surrounding Clark Freeport Zone, a former U.S. military base, now transformed into a special economic zone,
Okay.
are seeing a surge in investment and development.
So if you're looking for a place with both affordability and potential for capital appreciation, those kinds of emerging areas could be worth exploring. The book also talks about Airbnb and rental property strategies, right? Is that a good option in the Philippines?
The Philippines is a tourist hotspot,
It is.
so renting out properties, especially in popular destinations, can be quite lucrative.
Makes sense.
The book even breaks down the legal aspects of buying and owning property in the Philippines, which is crucial information for any foreign investor.
Of course.
It explains the rules and regulations, the process of acquiring property, and even provides tips on working with reputable real estate agents and lawyers.
And to wrap up this whirlwind tour of investment opportunities, let's touch on the business trends in the Philippines, 2025 and beyond, that the book outlines. What emerging industries caught your eye?
The book paints a dynamic picture of the future, highlighting the continued growth of tech, renewable energy, and the BPO sector.
Uh-huh.
E-commerce is a major growth area. We've already seen how that's changing the retail landscape.
Huh.
The rise of fintech and online banking is also a trend that's only going to accelerate. What's particularly interesting is how the book connects these business trends to the changing Filipino mindset. It talks about how Filipinos are breaking free from the traditional 9-to-5 mentality and embracing entrepreneurship and alternative income streams.
So the book sees this as a fundamental shift in the way Filipinos view work and wealth creation. What's driving this shift?
It's a combination of factors, really.
Yeah.
Globalization has exposed Filipinos to new ideas and opportunities.
Right.
Technology is making it easier to start and run businesses, connect with customers, and access information.
Uh-huh.
And there's a growing awareness that financial freedom doesn't always come from a traditional job.
It sounds like a perfect storm for innovation and entrepreneurial growth. And what kinds of side hustles are Filipinos making money from these days?
Freelancing is huge, with many finding success in virtual assistants, copywriting, and graphic design. E-commerce is another popular avenue, especially dropshipping. Franchising offers a more structured approach for those who want a proven business model and support system. And then there's the world of social media influencing and content creation, which has become a legitimate income stream for creative and tech-savvy Filipinos.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how these trends are reshaping not just the economic landscape, but the cultural fabric of the Philippines as well.
It definitely seems like the Philippines is at a turning point.
It does.
There's so much potential, but also a lot of complexities to consider.
Right.
Let's take a quick pause here and come back in the next part to break down the specific advice and strategies the book gives for achieving financial success in the Philippines.
It's really interesting how the book connects those individual stories
Yeah.
to these broader economic trends.
Huh?
It makes the idea of financial success in the Philippines feel much more tangible.
It's like a mix of inspiration and a practical guidebook, all in one. You hear those amazing success stories, and then it gives you the tools to start your own journey. One thing that really stood out to me was the book's emphasis on mindset.
Yeah.
It talks about the difference between the traditional Filipino mindset and what it calls entrepreneurial thinking.
Right.
What's the key difference there?
Well, traditionally, there's been a huge emphasis on job security.
Okay.
Working for a stable company and slowly climbing the corporate ladder.
Right, right.
But the book suggests that this mindset can actually hold people back financially.
How so?
Well, it can keep people stuck in that 9-to-5 grind, afraid to take risks or explore, other paths to building wealth.
Mm-hmm.
The book encourages a more entrepreneurial way of thinking, being open to new opportunities, taking calculated risks, and viewing challenges as learning experiences.
So it's about shifting from scarcity to abundance, believing there are multiple ways to reach financial freedom. And speaking of changing mindsets, the book also talks about how social media is influencing financial literacy in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I imagine that's a bit of a double-edged sword. You've got all this information at your fingertips, but it can also be overwhelming and sometimes misleading.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
The book addresses both the pros and cons of social media for financial education. On one hand, it's democratizing information.
Mm-hmm.
People can learn about investing, personal finance, and entrepreneurship from experts all over the world.
Right.
It's also creating communities where people can connect with others on similar journeys, share tips, and support each other.
But wouldn't you say there's a risk of getting caught up in the hype or following bad advice?
Absolutely. That's why the book stresses the importance of critical thinking.
Okay.
Don't just blindly follow advice on social media.
Right.
Do your own research, verify information, and seek guidance from, reputable sources. Use social media as a tool for empowerment, not a replacement for solid financial advice.
That's great advice. So we've talked about the opportunities, the mindsets, but let's get back to investing in the Philippines specifically. What's the book's overall message? Why should someone consider investing there right now?
The book makes a very strong case for the Philippines as an emerging investment hub.
Correct.
It highlights strong economic fundamentals, a young and growing population, and its increasing integration into the global economy.
So there are solid reasons to believe in the long-term potential, not just following a trend.
Exactly. And the book backs it up with data, from GDP growth rates to the expansion of the middle class and the rise of those booming tech and tourism sectors we talked about.
But every investment carries risks. What are some of the downsides investors should be aware of?
The book doesn't shy away from those challenges.
Yeah.
It talks about things like political instability, corruption, and bureaucratic hurdles that can sometimes make things difficult.
So it's not all smooth sailing. There are real obstacles to navigate.
Of course. But the book presents these challenges as surmountable.
Okay.
It suggests strategies like due diligence, partnering with reputable local firms, and staying informed about, the political and economic landscape.
So being aware of the risks, not getting paralyzed by them,
Right.
taking calculated risk, and having a long-term perspective.
Exactly. And diversification is key.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Spread your risk across different assets, sectors, and locations.
It's about building a resilient portfolio. But investing can feel intimidating, especially for beginners.
Yeah.
What advice does the book give to those just starting their investment journey?
It's very approachable and promotes a step-by-step method.
Okay.
Start with understanding your financial goals, assess your risk tolerance, and create a budget.
So laying the groundwork before you even think about picking stocks or buying property.
Exactly. It's about building a solid financial foundation and developing healthy habits. Then it introduces different investment options, starting with low-risk choices like savings accounts and bonds, and moving towards higher-risk, higher-return possibilities like stocks and real estate.
And it stresses the importance of learning, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Understanding different investment strategies, being able to read financial statements, staying up to date on market trends.
Knowledge is key. The book provides a ton of resources and guidance to help readers make informed decisions in this complex world of finance. It even recommends specific books and websites for, further learning.
It's like having a personal finance guide right there with you.
It is.
The book also addresses the emotional side of money,
Yes.
how our beliefs and attitudes about money can influence our decisions and outcomes.
It dives into the psychology of money, exploring how things like past experiences, cultural influences, even our upbringing, can impact the way we handle finances.
So it's not just about numbers.
Yeah,
It's about understanding our own relationship with money.
exactly. And the book offers tools and techniques for overcoming limiting beliefs, developing a positive money mindset, and creating healthy financial habits.
Like what?
For example, it encourages readers to track their spending, identify their financial triggers, and create a vision board to visualize their financial goals.
Now let's revisit one of the most fascinating trends in the Philippines, the rise of crypto and digital finance.
Right.
What more does the book say about that?
It provides a really insightful look at how the Philippines is embracing this digital revolution in finance.
Mm-hmm.
It goes beyond just labeling it a crypto hotspot and explains why
Yeah.
factors like the high rate of smartphone adoption, the love for those play-to-earn games, and the large OFW population who need to send remittances create this ideal environment for crypto to thrive.
So it's a convergence of different factors that's making the Philippines a leader in this space.
Exactly. And the book goes beyond just the hype, looking at practical applications of crypto and blockchain. It talks about how crypto is making remittances cheaper and faster, how digital wallets are giving more Filipinos access to financial services, and how blockchain is being used for things like supply chain management and even voting systems.
It really feels like we're getting a glimpse into the future of finance, and the Philippines is at the forefront. But what about the challenges? What might hold the Philippines back from achieving its full economic potential?
The book acknowledges those. It discusses issues like income inequality, poverty, infrastructure gaps, and the need for reforms to improve the business environment and attract more foreign investment.
So there are hurdles to overcome.
There are, but the book emphasizes the Philippines' history of resilience and adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
It's a country that's overcome many challenges in the past, emerging stronger each time.
Right.
It highlights the government's efforts to address these issues through infrastructure projects, social programs, and initiatives to attract foreign investment. It even discusses the potential for public-private partnerships to drive economic growth and development.
It's about acknowledging the challenges, but not losing sight of the long-term potential.
Precisely.
Uh-huh.
The book concludes on a note of optimism,
Okay.
emphasizing that the Philippines is at a critical point.
Yeah.
It has the ingredients for success: a talented workforce, a vibrant entrepreneurial spirit, a strategic location, and a government committed to growth.
It's a story that's still being written.
It is.
And what strikes me is the book's focus on individual action.
Yes.
It doesn't just paint a rosy picture.
Right.
It encourages readers to actively shape the future of the Philippines.
That's a powerful message, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just about observing trends, it's about being part of the change.
Yeah.
Whether that's investing in a local business, starting a side hustle, or simply educating yourself about the opportunities that are out there.
It's a call to action. an invitation to be a part of the Philippines' success story. Now, in the final part of our deep dive, let's get down to brass tacks and explore the specific tips and strategies the book offers for achieving financial success in the Philippines. All right, we're back, ready to get practical. We talked about the incredible potential in the Philippines, those inspiring success stories, and how important mindset is. Now let's figure out how to actually put this knowledge into action, start making smart investments.
This is where the book really shines. It doesn't just talk about concepts. It gives you those actionable steps and resources to actually make things happen. You have
Yeah.
a roadmap, but one that caters to different levels of experience. So whether you're just starting out or a seasoned investor looking for new opportunities, there's something in here for you.
So let's start with the basics. What are the key principles the book outlines for, successful investing, regardless of your experience level?
The very first thing it emphasizes is understanding your financial goals. Like, what are you actually trying to achieve with these investments? Are you saving for retirement, a down payment on a house, your kids' education, or are you just trying to grow your wealth over time?
So it's like having a destination in mind before you set off on the journey.
Exactly. Without that clear understanding of your goals, it's easy to get sidetracked or make decisions that don't align with your, overall financial plan.
The book also mentions risk tolerance, right? How much risk are you comfortable taking on?
That's absolutely crucial. Some people are fine with high-risk, high-reward investments, while others prefer a more cautious approach. The book actually has a framework for figuring out your risk tolerance based on factors like your age, financial situation, and those goals we talked about.
So it's about finding that right balance between risk and reward, like for you specifically. What comes next once you understand your goals and how much risk you can stomach?
Then it's time to create a budget and a solid financial plan. This means tracking your income and expenses, figuring out where you can save, and then allocating a portion of your income for investments.
It's not just about earning money, it's about managing it wisely and making it work for you.
You got it. The book has some really practical tips for budgeting, saving, and managing debt, all essential for a solid financial foundation.
So once that foundation is in place, what are some of the investment options the book recommends?
It covers a wide range, from traditional options like stocks, bonds, and real estate to, alternative investments like cryptocurrencies and precious metals. There's a lot to choose from.
It's like a buffet of investment options, but how do you decide which ones are right for you?
That's where the book's guidance comes in. It breaks down each investment type, explaining the potential risks and rewards, the investment horizon, and the key things to consider before making a decision. It even has case studies and examples to illustrate how different investment strategies can play out in the real world.
It's like having a personal investment advisor guiding you through the process. But even with all that guidance, investing can feel overwhelming, especially for beginners. What does the book suggest for those just starting out?
It really emphasizes starting small and gradually building your portfolio.
Yeah.
You don't need a fortune to get started. Even small, regular investments can really add up over time, thanks to the magic of compounding.
It's like that snowball effect. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask for help. There are financial advisors, online courses, tons of resources out there to support you along the way. One thing the book suggests is finding a mentor, someone who's already successful in investing and learning from their experiences.
So it's about being proactive, seeking knowledge, and not letting fear hold you back. Now, we've talked about some general investment approaches, but what about specific opportunities in the Philippines? We touched on real estate, the stock market, crypto, even side hustles. Are there any other areas the book highlights as particularly promising?
There's a whole section on the rise of sustainable and green businesses in the Philippines.
Huh.
It's a global trend that's gaining momentum, and the Philippines is perfectly positioned to take advantage of it.
So it's about investing in businesses that are not just profitable, but are also making a positive impact on the environment and society.
Exactly. It's what's called impact investing, where investors are looking for both financial returns and social good. The book highlights specific sectors within the green economy that have a ton of potential, like renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, ecotourism, and waste management.
That's a really compelling idea, investing with a conscience.
And the book argues it's not just a passing trend. It's a fundamental shift in how business is being done. It's creating a whole new wave of opportunity for investors who want to align their money with their values. For example, it highlights the growing popularity of investing in social enterprises, businesses that directly address social or environmental issues. One example it gives is a company that's providing affordable solar energy solutions to rural communities, empowering them with access to clean and sustainable energy.
It's inspiring to see how the Philippines is embracing sustainability and innovation. The book also emphasizes the importance of those cultural shifts we discussed, breaking free from that traditional 9 to 5 mindset. How does that tie into the overall theme of investing in the
It's
Philippines?
all interconnected, you know. The Philippines is going through this transformation driven by globalization, technology, and a growing awareness of the possibilities beyond the corporate world.
So it's not just about economic opportunity, it's about a mindset shift.
Exactly. And that shift is creating a much more dynamic and entrepreneurial society. People are more willing to take risks, start businesses, and invest in their own future.
It's like a ripple effect. The economic opportunities are fueling a cultural shift, and that shift creates even more opportunities.
Precisely. It makes the Philippines a truly exciting place to be, both for Filipinos and for, foreign investors who want to be a part of this journey.
So it's not just about investing in the Philippines, it's about investing in the future. A future shaped by innovation, sustainability, and that incredible Filipino entrepreneurial spirit.
Beautifully put. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought.
Yeah.
This book isn't just a guide to investment opportunities. It's a testament to human potential, to resilience, and to the belief in a brighter future.
It's a story that's still being written, and we encourage each of you to be a part of it. Whether you're a seasoned investor, a curious beginner, or just someone inspired by the possibilities, we hope this deep dive has given you the knowledge and the motivation to take action and create the future you want. Thanks for joining us on this journey.